yeah, there's lots of people on the street for sure.
As Salt Lake City leaders call for another homeless shelter, some advocates argue that's not a long-term solution to this growing crisis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Amy.
And I'm Bob Evans. This issue has been escalating for weeks now. Fox 13's Haley Higgins has the latest from downtown Salt Lake City.
I'm just off North Temple, and this encampment sprung up last week after another was broken up just behind Rio Grande. While a little noisy, this group hopes the camp stays hushed and undisturbed by Salt Lake Police and the County Health Department.
You have a little more freedom. If you make good acquaintances and relationships, then we kind of come together as a little family.
Homeless and suffering from drug addiction, Silence Taylor feels that this is the best option.
Kind of like back and forth 1-2 steps.
While Salt Lake City's unsheltered population appears to reach record levels, some advocates defend the effectiveness of the recently built homeless resource centers.
The resource centers are working. I mean, they're basically filled to capacity each night. And once we get folks in those resource centers, we can begin to work with them, provide health care. We can get case management to them. We can explore housing options.
Instead of focusing on building a fourth shelter, as recently proposed by Salt Lake Mayor Erin Mendenhall, co-chairs of the Salt Lake Valley Coalition to End Homelessness say permanent, affordable housing is the answer.
Once we get folks in that situation, we have a 95% 2-year success rate. Like, people stay. Once they get in that situation, it is the right intervention and it really works.
So how much affordable housing is needed? An analysis shows Utah is about 50,000 units short. The Utah Housing Coalition believes rent needs to be as low as $238 a month for people dependent on supplemental security income. Advocates hope $50 million in newly allocated state money will help.
Fairly difficult regardless.
For 30-year-old Taylor, he says he's inspired by the volunteers who support the camp, and he's hoping for brighter days ahead. In Salt Lake City, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
The Salt Lake Valley Coalition to End Homelessness says there are currently more shelter beds available now than ever before, if you include the resource centers with motel programs and temporary housing facilities.